ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to NJPW Poodle Wrestle Review. I am your co-host, Andre C. Right over here is the Taco Princess herself. It's Melball. How you doing, Melball?
I am doing great, Andre. I might even get tacos for lunch today.
There you
I'm
go,
pretty
living up.
excited about that. Would certainly make watching the end of this show more palatable. That's for dang sure. We have opinions on
Yeah.
this one.
Yeah, we are here to talk some destruction in Ryogoku. And
But before we
boy,
do that, how are
howdy.
you doing?
Oh, God, my back hurts. I was lifting sidewalk blocks yesterday, and I'm just sore now. And
Didn't hit the gym, but
yeah,
still got to work out. I like it. I like it.
I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. Not
Well,
working
the
in my
back's so
department.
sore. Maybe we need to talk to your personal trainer about how to properly lift.
I don't know. It's just I was like squatting and like lifting with my legs, but it's still my
That's
back still
fair.
back. But I still have to like bend over to put it into the car
The
because it's like
repetitive movement,
well,
undoubtedly.
when you show up with a fucking small car to get sidewalk blocks, what the fuck? Just
I mean, I was gonna say sounds like a operator error on that end.
and you buy 20 blocks, and you have to come back 3 times, and we only fit like up to 8 in your trunk. Fuck.
And I can't imagine that like the axle and like structure of a small car can handle that
I
kind of
I told her it would even like putting
of
like 4 or
her.
5 in there, it was gonna sink the back end down super low. She's just like, whatever. I'm like, okay, but
Oh, this does not help, ladies. This does not help.
I would
Oh
have put some in the
no.
back seat, but she had a back seat full of shit, and they don't fit in the front seat because they're 2 feet by 2 feet. They do not fit in the front seat.
Yeah,
So
you know what though? I mean, props that she was actually out and doing something independent though. Shout out to those independent women. We may you be one of us and may you not break yourself in the same way some of us have.
yeah, sure, why not?
Let's get into it, my friend.
Yeah, we are going to get into it. I just want to thank each and every one of you guys for tuning in here, watching our videos, liking the videos, subscribing to the channel, sharing it out to all your friends and family, commenting down below because we'd love to hear from you. And don't forget hitting that notification bell so you can be alerted every time we drop a new video.
Ding dong.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello? What's
Hello.
going on? Yeah, we are here to talk Destruction in Ryogoku. I think this is last year's logo, but it's the one I found, so it's what I'm
They
using.
look the same. Yeah,
I
on
know.
us right now. Yeah.
I think it's the presents part. That's the new. We start out with a pre-show match. It's a pre-show Frontier Zone 10-man tag team match. It's from Team NJPW. It's Toriano, Yoshi-Hashi, Oskar Leube, Ryusuke Taguchi, and Tiger Mask taking on from the Frontier team. I think it was called
Mhm.
Jun Masaoka. Who
Masoka.
Masaoka. His gear was absolutely fly as fuck. He had those big, like fancy shorts on. I
Was
love.
he the one that had the like gladiator style pants on?
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
okay. I
I
didn't.
love the
I was getting confused of the names, so I just
well.
started nicknaming them based on their gear, and he was gladiator guy.
Yeah, I wrote down what each person's gear looked like, so I could tell. Like one of the then Kazuma Sumi, he was the dude in yellow. Then
Yes,
Kengo, who I did know him because we had seen him before. He,
yes, yes. I called him the
um,
gangster.
yeah, Takahiro Katori, who we did see before because he's the dude with the bunny.
Yes, I just love saying his name.
Yeah, and then Takeshi Masada, who I really did like, and he was actually the current DDT Iron Metalweight champion, which is their 24/7 anything goes title. Which Yano immediately tries to pin him before the match starts because again that title was lost in a dream at one point when it was being defended over here in America. Somebody lost it in a dream, or in a dream sequence. Yeah. Yeah.
This is why North American wrestling is very questionable to
It,
me at
dude.
times. You've got full grown men wrestling blow up dolls, and we have people losing shit in dreams and sticking their thumbs up legends' bums.
Well,
I,
like
I
Candice LeRae
can't.
was a multiple time winner of this title too, I think.
You know what I did like about this individual in particular, though. What was his name again?
Um,
Takeshi Masaga.
Masada, yeah.
He
Yeah.
looks. When I first saw him, I kind of marked a little bit because you know who I thought he was. Who's that really good looking guy on AEW who I get very excited about when I see him? Takeshka?
Oh, Takeshi, yeah. Kind
Yeah,
of a
I
scared
thought it was
Takeshi.
him. When he came out in his jacket and everything, I was like, what's he doing here?
They do have a similar look.
They
Tiger Mask,
do.
though, those pants,
Yeah, velvet.
velvet red pants. I
It was
love
like I
them.
wanted to touch it because he looked like a real kitty.
I loved it when Leube and Kazuma faced off because he was so much bigger. Like Kazuma was like one of the smallest guys in this match, and Loibe's towering over him. It was absolutely funny, and
But
like
Loibe, ooh.
Kazuma's trying to hit him, but he's not doing anything. It was really good. It was a really good little sequence. Uh, Yoshi-Hashi getting Kazuma and Jun Masaoka on the ropes and double drop kicking the both of them. Um, Katori and Gooch reigniting the rivalry over the bunny because Gooch met like they just these two can't stop hating each other. Um,
Yeah, I don't get the bunny. I have to clearly watch more of this guy to understand the bunny thing.
yeah,
But like I wasn't understanding why there was a little stuffed bunny being tossed around. But like good for these guys for like I mean, I can't even tell you if I got hit in the face and I'm holding a stuffed bunny, I would tell you that bunny would be yeeted somewhere up into the rafters. I wouldn't really care. They managed to
yeah,
keep that bunny in the ring at all times. So that's pretty impressive. It was like
yeah.
hot potato, but bunny.
So end of the match, Katori tries to distract Gooch with the bunny, but he ends up missing a move. He gets ankle locked. He gets out. Gooch then gets a drop kick to the ankle, then applies the ankle lock again, and he gets the submission win.
Mhm.
After the match, Yano tries to pin Masada again. Then Gooch tries to pin Masada. Then Yano tries again. Then Masada runs for the ring. Masada gets rolled up by Yano on the floor. Dude, it's funny. And then it shows Gooch in the ring putting the bunny like in his ass crack, and he actually shows it where he pulls down his tights a bit, and it shows the bunny actually inside his underwear.
Yeah.
And then he tosses it to Katori, who catches it and goes, "Ew, no!" and throws it down, and then picks it up like by like just the edge of the ear.
Yeah, like the tiniest part possible to just
Oh, just
wouldn't you though?
oh yeah,
Wouldn't you?
oh
I
very
mean,
much so.
it's just Taguchi, but like, it's Taguchi who's just wrestled a match. Just putting it down there on its own without him wrestling would probably be bad enough. But he
Yeah,
just wrestled. He's got swass. He's got like, and like, yuck,
yeah, yeah. Just
yuck, yuck, yuck.
again, fun pre-show comedy match.
Yeah. I'm not gonna lie, it was really nice to see this combination of NJPW versus like I believe it was DDT and Freedom, the
Yeah,
organizations that these guys are
DDT
kind of
and
made up of.
Freedoms. Yeah, because I
Yeah,
think
it was really, really interesting.
because Katori and Kengo are from Freedoms, and I think the other three are DDT.
Mhm. It worked very, very well together, like as a tag team, considering both of these teams were kind of mismatchy teams. I feel
Mm,
that they worked all very, very well together to create a really interesting and fun opening kind of pre-show match. Um, Masaga, who I believe is the champion, I really like the cocky attitude that he kind of has,
mm-hmm.
going with that championship mentality. When it's done properly, it can be very entertaining. And from what I got from this match, it looks like he's got that kind of down. So, got to look into this one a little bit more. He seems very, very interesting. And his wrestling style also very, 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 very strong style. Very interesting. I really liked what I saw. Seeing Oscar Leube and Sumi get in there was like watching Saya Ida stand up to anybody. Like it was just the size and height difference was hysterical. It was like he was
Like
staring into the abyss of Loibe's belly button.
like Ida versus Bane, essentially.
Ina versus Bane, Ina versus Hanako, Ina versus Lady C. Like again, Lady anybody but versus C. Ina. It was really, really adorable. But Loibe did very, very well also in this match. I mean, still a young lion, but still like wrestling like a veteran. I just gotta shout out these young lions. Their talent that they have as young lions is matching the main roster people already. It's absolutely incredible the training routine that these guys go through. The last thing I wrote was the bunny was hilariously effective in this match, especially with the Taguchi part with, oh, what was his name? Hold on, I'll get it.
Katori.
I was getting to it. I was going through the list.
I'm just trying to help you.
Takahiro Katori, yes. He's looking a lot more like Hiromu every time I see him, though. A little concerning, in the same way that like I have the concern for Shota. It's like, who are you? You're the guy with the bunny, but you know, Hiromu was the guy with the cat. So I don't know. We'll figure it out. But like, I personally found it very, very entertaining. The just over the top attitude and charisma that he seemed to have. And Gladiator Guy was also very fun.
Yeah, and then I did like Kevin Kelly's comment of the best thing that happened to Hiromu was Bad Luck Fale ripping the head off of Daryl. And
I heard that too, and I was like, "How dare you!"
Well, it happened a couple of years ago too.
I know, but it still hurts.
Yeah, it's a stuffed cat. It doesn't need to live.
It's Daryl.
All right, we move on. Just five guys versus House of Torture. Yoshinobu Kanemaru and Yujiro Takahashi representing House of Torture with the Dick Togo. Taking on just five guys, Doki, Taichi, and the X with their manager Taka Michinoku. So the just five guys thing starts, goes 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and it goes go. And then we see Heat Storm and Kevin Kelly, line of the goddamn night. It's the NXT name generator, Heat Storm. That's the line of the goddamn night. And then
what about his sarcastic Heat Storm? I don't know. I don't never heard who Heat Storm is.
And then he goes
bullshit.
And then he calls it. Then he says it must be the NXT name generator. It was just so funny to me that he took that shot. It is revealed, as we thought, Yuya Uemura to come out as the new fifth guy. Yeah. So the Dick leads his assholes to the ring. They attack before the bell. Taichi takes out Sho and Yujiro early, but Kanemaru attacks him, but he fights him off. Kanemaru pulls Doki out at one point when he's in and runs him into the barricade, then slams him onto the exposed floor when they pulled the mat away. It wouldn't be the first time we saw that tonight. The end of the match, so Yuya finally getting tagged in at one point, moving in like a house on fire. Togo does push him off the top into a low blow. House of Torture attack him, but they can't get the pin. Doki stops Yujiro from using the walking stick, or as I wrote, whacking stick. And Taichi lariats Sho and Kanemaru, and Sho and Kanemaru. And then Doki hits the springboard moonsault to Sho and Yujiro on the floor. Corner drop kick, then the high cross, followed by a double arm lock bridge, like overhead flip bridging suplex by Uemura, stealing Ren Narita's finish. Pretty much, he did an Narita special. That's the Narita special. Yeah, so he actually wins it. Yuya Uemura wins the match with the Narita special. And just five guys conquer House of Torture here in the opener.
So first of all, let's talk about Uemura's debut here. I mean, how adorable did he look coming out in that jacket with the cape, the gear? He stuck out like a sore thumb, again, like in his teammates, but you're shaking your head. You don't agree?
Yeah, for one, your team all wears black for the most part, match their color. Two, his gear to me looked like the cape looked just dumb. His red tights with Yuya all over it. I hated him. I hated his look. I did. I'm sorry. I hated it. Oh,
I'm on the
overall,
opposite side of the spectrum. I'm happy to see him in something besides black, since I've seen him in nothing but black up until this point. I do agree. I didn't like how it didn't match the rest of his faction, but he also, for me, in the story of what this was, he's kind of the archangel coming in to kind of save everybody. So to me, because Sonata's not doing his job, so at this point, to me, it kind of worked out in the story kind of sense. And he did. He swooped in and saved everybody. Because let's be honest, if Taco was involved in this match, 5 guys wouldn't have been winning. So having Taco on the outside and having Uemura be in this match instead, I thought was a good decision. Do you remember the night before we watched the show and I was complaining because I was doing the choices, the predictions on the collection game, NJPW's collection game. You couldn't select X
to win
as the winner. I'm disappointed in you, NJPW, because I missed it. I wanted to pick X, but I couldn't. I had to pick Taichi instead, and I missed out on points now. I want my points. Anyway, moving on from here. I really did feel that in the match, it was really impressive to see Uemura get in there. He wasn't in there particularly long. Like I feel like he was just the closer. They kind of had him in the batting circle until the very end of the match, and then they just kind of let him loose.
It's the batter's box for one, not the batter's circle. It's the batter's box.
I mean, depends on what you called it. When I played softball, that's what we called it.
Well, baseball calls it the batter's box.
Well, baseball can call it the batter's box all it wants. Softball, I called it the circle, and that's what it was. And that's where he was kept until they set him loose, and then he wrecked house. And it was so nice to see.
Yeah.
But this, the one thing that I noticed with Kanemaru in this one, first of all, new gear. I told you he'd have better gear in House of Torture, which is unfortunate because Just 5 Guys has that shampoo sponsorship. They should be, I mean, look at Taichi's new robe. There should be more money in there. I don't know. But Kanemaru was really incensed in this one, going against his old faction members. I got to say, seeing this battle, Kanemaru was the most lit and ready to go in House of Torture to destroy Just 5 Guys over Sho and Yujiro. Like, Sho and Yujiro were just kind of like, la, 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 we're doing stuff. We're hitting things with a wrench. Oh, we're hitting things with a walking stick. La, la, la. Whereas Kanemaru was like, I'm going to kill you, fool. Like, I feel like Kanemaru could be that guy to save House of Torture. How weird is that?
Well, he's the heel master for a reason.
Well, he is, but like this whole faction was supposed to be a bad guy faction, and all they are just annoying shenanigans. Kanemaru could be that guy to solidify these guys as bad as their war dog brethren are. What do you think about that?
No, this team's always going to be the annoying cheaters to me. I will never respect this team. But as much as I give Uemura shit for his gear, goddamn, like I've been watching him over in like a little bit here and there in Impact, and I've known he was good, but he came in here like a house on fire. This kid's a star. Like, he will be a star for this goddamn company. Like, I am so excited to watch him do more. Do I wish he wasn't just another member of Just 5 Guys in this match and he would have got a more featured spot on this show? Yes. But he will be a featured member of Just 5 Guys. Like, 100%. I think, and this isn't to slight Taichi, but it's now Sonata, Uemura, then Taichi, then Doki, then Taka. In kind of that order now. Taichi seems like it almost comes off after this match as the secondary. It doesn't come off as a secondary number 2 guy in the faction anymore. He kind
You
of
know what he gives
feels
me the
below
vibes
your.
of?
What's that?
Fale.
Yeah, he kind of he's like the heater. He's that guy that
The rogue general.
he can be that he can rise up and do what he needs to, but he's not the main star out of the team.
And he's okay with that. And he's okay with helping Sonata get to that IWGP World Championship. And he's okay helping keep it on him. Yeah, I agree with that. The last thing I wanted to say is at the end here, when they were doing their photos for the victory wins, I just thought it was absolutely adorable that they're like standing there pointing to like Yu Uemura, like, yeah, he's our dude. He won, blah, blah, blah. And Doki's like 3 feet over there, like, yeah. And Yu Uemura just sticks his arm out, grabs Doki, and just awkwardly yanks him over into like this awkward, like, bro neck hug choke thing. And poor Doki's just sitting there, like, if you could see the rest of his face, I'm pretty sure there would be a scowl on it. It was adorable, but it was a nice show of camaraderie and like brotherhood and showmanship between the 3 of them, 4 of them. Sorry.
Yeah, it was nice to see that he is being welcomed as part of the team.
Yeah.
So we are gonna move on. Second match of the main card, third match of the show. It's Tanga Loa with Jado versus Chase Owens with nobody, because Gato didn't show up for him on this one. I'm a little disappointed by Gato.
I mean, are we though? This is what Gato does. Gato goes where the money is.
Yeah.
Chase Owens has always been a part of Bullet Club, but he probably doesn't see the lucrativeness in someone who wrestles that good. But what a freaking match this was.
Yeah,
Holy crap, take us into it.
Loa bringing back his GOD gear, white and gold, baby. He's finally matched into his brothers and his manager. Owens attacks early. They brawl, but Loa gets the advantage. Loa does get the advantage. Gets a swinging Uranagi, but Owens stops 619 and gets a neck breaker out of the ropes, and then hits a wrecking ball dropkick to the floor. Owens ends up like reversing a move from Loa, slides down and like pulls in on the knee to hyperextend it, and then goes to work on the knee. Loa reverses the C trigger into his spear, then gets the backhand chops, the bang 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 chops into get them into
sword hammer.
The backhand chops into the corner. Not gonna call them that. The corner lariat, and then a top rope drop kick, followed by their 619.
Why are you not going to call it that?
Because it's dumb. And the Eddie Guerrero
dumb.
And the Eddie Guerrero sent on for it too, because it's not the name of the move.
Sword hammer sounds better than chop.
The backhand chops. It's just simple.
That sounds like a bitch ass move.
Yeah, Chase tries to pull the tights for a roll up, but Loa kicks out. So Owens goes for a springboard. Looks like he's going for like a springboard line, like a lion salt or like an os cutter or something. But Loa just grabs him midair and just yeets him with this German, and he goes rolling out of the ring. It was great. Absolutely tremendous sequence there. Owens is attacking, hitting stops an attack by Loa, hitting a thrust kick, hits a jewel heist into the barricade. That looked pretty rough. Back in the ring, Owens is attacking Loa. They're trading shots. Owens gets a pin. Loa gets the enziguris, but then Owens gets a C trigger to stop the spear. He goes for a package pile driver, but Loa reverses, gets the crossface, and Owens is forced to tap out. And Tanga Loa is Yona.
Yeah. I don't care what you say. The sword hammer sounds better than backdrop. That was a highlight for me. Really enjoy that he's doing that, especially because it's very similar to Ishii. And Ishis are devastating enough as they are because he's so short. He can't hit where he's supposed to be hitting. This is a very intense match. These guys, a lot of emotion behind this one just because of their, I assume, the former brotherhood within Bullet Club. But Chase just seemed very, very savage in this one, very relentless on his attacks with Tonga Loa, which has been nice to see because he's been pretty relentless in the G1. But like the tail end of it, it was just he was working very smartly as opposed to working on emotion like he sometimes does. And this one, he was working smartly against Tongaloa, but he was also working off of that emotion that they kind of had with each other.
Yeah.
Especially coming off that arm wrestling contest that they'd done on the first, man. That was funny. Hey,
It's the
but we
only,
did see Gato come out at that point with the rest of the War Dogs to back Chase up. So, they're
yeah.
not completely out of each other's books.
Well, yeah. That's the only thing I watched from this part of the Destruction Tour was that arm wrestling match, just to see the ridiculousness of it because it was just funny.
It was very well done, actually. I found it very professionally well done. If you guys got a chance, definitely go check that out on njpwworld.com there. But yeah,
Mm.
it was a great little spot, little fun bit. And like we knew that Chase Owens' knee had been bothering him quite a bit in the G1 also. Does not appear to be a problem on this tour. He's
No,
moving very, very good, very quickly. Doesn't seem to be bothering him at all.
really hitting those witch doctors up to heal his knee.
Yeah. Yeah, whatever they're voodoo doing, they're doing it right.
Yeah, probably getting Balak Fale to like getting him to find his all those weird mystic people.
Some Tongan magic.
Yeah, Tongan magic. So we move on. It's an 8-man tag. It's Lij's Bushi, Shingo Takagi, Yota Tsuji, and Tetsuya Naito. I got it. I figured it out.
Oh,
Taking
dear.
on United Empire's Callum Newman, Great O'Con, Hanare, and Jeff Cobb.
It was
Again,
Bushi who invaded Stardom.
yeah, because he was wearing one of the fucking crow masks, or whatever the heck they are.
Plague Doctor mask.
Plague
Yeah.
Doctor mask. So yeah, I guess Bushi's beating
It
up
would make
girls.
sense. He does have pretty tiny ankles.
Yeah, and so Bushi doesn't wear shoes when he beats up girls, I guess. But no, we're not actually saying he did that.
Wow.
I'm not
Oof.
actually saying he beats up girls. This match was kind of the same as usual. These guys have been wrestling for the last like 2 months. Con out wrestling Tsuji early, pulling the ponytail. Tsuji gets a head scissors, and then pulls the his braid for a neck breaker for 2. Khan runs Bushi into the corner, sits on his head. Hanari and unloads on Bushi. Then Cobb comes in, stepping on Bushi and hitting with a moonsault. Cobb catches Bushi, but he ends up head scissoring him into the corner. Takagi's in. Yui all attack him, but he fights them all off. Cobb tries to suplex, but Takago hits the suplex. And I wrote Takago for some reason.
Interesting.
The I and the O are right next to each other. It happens when I'm typing too fast. Cobb fights off double team, and then belly to belly's Naito. Newman comes in, moving like a bullet. Hits the running boot to Naito. Yui all attacking Naito, but Newman can't get a pin. LJ all attack Newman, but Naito can't get the win with the jackknife. Naito hits the Bushi assisted tornado DDT to Newman. Bushi does a suicide dive onto a couple of members of Yui on the floor, and Naito hits Destino to Newman, and he gets the win.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. This was actually, like for me, a really good show for Newman. Even though again, like Uemura, he wasn't in very long. When he was in, the stuff that he was doing, super, super impressive, super crisp, super good. I didn't hear his name, like his little nickname, the first
The
time
Prince.
that I had seen him,
Oh,
but I was gonna say I did hear it this time. Prince of Pace.
mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, I believe it in this match. Holy shit, that kid can move. And he's so tall and has such a long, what's the
Stride.
word?
Stride.
Yeah, very long stride. It's like he only takes like 2 steps to clear the ring. It's insane how fast he is. And Naito struggled to keep up with him. Um, really liked Bushi's gear. The iridescent, kind of holographic galaxy kind of print on it was really, really cool. It reminded me of, you remember like old Sonata when he had like the disco ball gear? when he was still a part of LIJ. Remember? And he had that mask that was too small. It looked like a little kitty cat. You need to pay
No.
attention more, my friend.
I don't
It
pay
wasn't that
attention
long
to
ago.
most people's gear, especially when they don't wear it anymore.
It's hard to miss a tiny cat face on just the center of someone's face. Anyway, it looked like a disco ball. I really enjoyed it, though. I felt it was done right. I didn't like that version of Sonata's gear where his face looked like a kitty cat disco ball. And what else do I have here? Tsuji, super impressive in this as always. His just unique style is just so good and so entertaining to watch. But him in himself, he has this charisma too, and this ability to just do stuff without doing stuff. It's weird. It's like he just stands there smiling, and it just gives off a certain air of attitude that is just translatable. And like to me, someone who doesn't understand Japanese at all, I enjoyed seeing his little ponytail because then he wasn't doing the Mexican hair flip like Roosh all the time that he usually does, which for me is a distraction. So I liked seeing the little ponytail thing. Didn't understand why it was there until after the match, which we'll talk about in a sec. Um, the next part that I liked was when Shingo came in and was just wrecking house and wrecking everybody until he got to Cobb. He struggled with Cobb a little bit. There was that series of reversals before Shingo was actually able to pull off a suplex on Cobb. But it's always super impressive when anybody does anything on Jeff Cobb because that man is just so good at getting out of things, but he's also just so strong and dense. It's got to be difficult to pick up. But Shingo, I mean, since going from the junior division to the heavyweight division has just endlessly impressed me. Again, Newman, very, very impressive in this match. I definitely felt that when he was in there, it was kind of like a showcase for him. Because when he was in there, he was the only one, and he made it like he created an environment where you had no choice but to pay attention to just him, which I really like when wrestlers are able to do that. It's something Will Ospreay is really, really good at. So it's good to see him a part of Will Ospreay's faction. The last thing I wanted to say was at the end, afterwards, I found it hilarious that Okan and Tsuji pretty much like kidnapped Nakashima and were like, whose hair is better, mine or his? Well, we're going to tell you, Okan, if you're not eating it, it's probably not going to be yours because your hair is synthetic, and that's obviously an extension. Tsuji's hair is real. We're going to settle that debate. That's all I have to say.
We are going to move on. We get our first title match of the evening against the Bullet Club War Dogs, Clark Connors and Drilla Moloney, defending their IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team titles versus the Intergalactic Jet Setters, Kevin Knight and Kushida. Champs attack for the bell as usual with these guys. Kushida fights back, sending him to the floor. Knight hits a tope suicida off of Kushida's back. Kushida getting the drop toe hold, and Knight followed up the running frog splash to Drilla. Kush gets a seated dingle dangle. Didn't stand up with it though. A little disappointed there. He turns in another submission. Connors gets a spear out of nowhere to Kush. I wrote Kush on everything just for abbreviation's sake. To Kushida to turn the tables, and Drilla goes to work wearing down on Kushida. Kushida is about to tag out to Connors, or tag out to Knight, and Connors pulls Knight off the apron. Smart tag wrestling by War Dogs as they trip up Kushida, but Knight ends up tripping up Drilla and gets a hot tag. Knight in with those springs in his leg, like the springs in a tiger's tail, man. That guy has hops like you wouldn't believe. Does his backflip double kick to the War Dogs. And that's where Kevin Kelly and Chris Charlton are exclaiming he's got springs in his shoes. They hit the electric chair drop kick in the Intergalactic Setters, where where Kushida gets him up on his shoulders, and with relative ease, Knight just hops and drop kicks him one of the War Dogs off the shoulders. the hops on Knight are insane, but the War Dogs come back and they hit the high low to Knight. Drilla hits a spine buster and the spine buster into the double stomp. Love that combo. Knight and Connors trade strikes at center. Then they each dodging moves, and Knight hits a sky high spine buster. Drilla ends up on Kushida's shoulders for the electric dropkick. But then as Kushida's Knight's jumping, Connors gets under Knight and they both end up on their opponent's shoulders and they start chicken fighting. It was really good. Just a weird, fun little spot. But then Knight gets a poison Rana to Connors. Kushida gets Drilla up on the top rope, but can't get the Rana. Knight gets the Rana. Kushida went back for the Rana, but Drilla's holding on. So Knight jumps up over top of Kushida and Rana's them both off the top. It was really impressive spot. But the pin does get broken up. Drilla ends up turning the Kushida handspring back elbow into, as he comes back, he flips him over his shoulder into a Drilla killer. Looked so impressive on that transition. Then Connors hits a spear on Knight. Drilla did a pop-up tonight and Connors came in and hit a spear. Then Drilla lifts him up for the suplex. Connors comes off, or lifts Kushida up for the suplex. Connor comes off the top of the spear. And the War Dogs retain the tag team titles. And then after the match, War Dogs swinging their titles around like their dicks. Very reminiscent of Bullet Club legend Doc Gallows.
Why'd you have to ruin a good match by bringing up that frickin' idiot?
Because I knew it would piss you off.
You like to ruin things. I'm not allowed to have nice things.
Well, then they shouldn't act like him.
Well, they probably shouldn't have made Doc Gallows into what he is, but Festus is how I will always remember that one.
A Japanese wrestling legend, Doc Gallows.
Festus is what he'll always be. Moving on from that nonsense, don't know why you had to ruin that. This was a very fast and intense match. These guys been feuding a hot minute. Bullet Club's kind of feuding with everybody now, though, but it was very interesting, though. For me in this match, this feels weird to say because they have been former tag champions, but I didn't get the meldingness. I didn't get the teamness out of Knight and Kushida in this match as much as I did with Connors and Moloney. And for how long Connors and Moloney have been tagging together versus how long Knight and Kushida have been tagging together and working together and training together, as mentioned on commentary by Kevin Kelly, I don't know. There should be better melding. It felt off. Not like in a really terrible way, because they worked very effectively together. There were no hiccups, botches, anything in this match that I am aware of. But they didn't feel as united as Bullet Club in this, which is weird for me to say because they performed so well together, but Connors and Moloney just performed that much better together. They worked super, super well together. I really love their tag moves. Man, they are just so vicious and dominant with their moves when they start getting going, especially Connors. Moloney is just like a loose cannon at all times. But Connors recently has started to pull it in, and he's not been fighting the women and children anymore. But he's been I don't want to say calm because he's been far from calm. But when he walks in, compared to how he used to be, he's walking in a lot calmer and saving the insanity for the actual match, which I appreciate because it gives us so much more out of him. And he already is a treat to watch. I felt that Kushida's frustrations in this match were very much on display. Since coming back to NJPW, I feel like Kushida has been in a constant state of frustration because it's almost like Kenta. where he's like almost at that precipice of getting something, and then something happens, whether it's in the match or whether it's personally, something happens that prevents him from reaching the top of the mountain that he wants to get to. So, like, example, last year, he was supposed to be in something, and he ended up getting foot and mouth disease, and it pulled him from a whole bunch of matches that he had earned. And he's been struggling ever since to kind of reach that top, because unlike, here, where we have our wrestlers that we love and sensationalize, and regardless of how long they've been gone or there, they get come back and get put right in that title picture. Kushida has not been able to do that. And if he has, I feel like it's only been because of Kevin Knight that he's been in that picture.
Mhm.
He hasn't been in like a singles picture in a hot minute. But personally, I like seeing him in the tag division. So kind of worked out with us on that one. Last thing I wanted to say, Kushida and Moloney together in the ring. Money. Those guys were so good. They did so good. There's just the things they're able to do with that speed and the strength that they have. But then the technicality that Kushida has versus that strike ability of Moloney, it just combined so perfectly to create just magic in that ring. It was so good.
Well, just how well they flowed through the back handspring into that Drilla killer
Oh, yeah.
shows how well those two flow together.
Yeah, and the high speed, it's like Azumi is one of those people who like can pull anything out of that high speed kind of thing. That's what that was with these two. It was just a perfect high speed match. It was like Azumi and Starlight Kid, that kind of level of perfection.
Like, I wouldn't call this match of the night, but I will call that back handspring into the Drilla killer move of the night.
Hell yeah.
Just for the athleticism and the transition and power and
Mhm.
technicality that it required to do, and how well it flowed.
100%.
Yeah. So we move on. Is the seventh and final match of the best of 7 series. There's a couple of these were on unaired tour shows.
Mhm.
So Strong Style leads the series 3-2 to 1-1. So they did have the draw in the first match. Desperado stepping on the back of Watto when he does the drop down early. That was actually kind of funny. Just like stepped on him.
Yeah.
Dusty gets tossed to the floor, but then he just ducks into the apron so that Watto can't do the tope on heel. Then he goes to the corner, avoiding the tope from Watto. I like that. Nagata and Suzuki are in, just striking each other, just beating the crap at each other. They go to the floor. Suzuki gets run into the barricade, but he comes right back, and they're just smashing the crap out of each other on the floor. They get back to the ring. Suzuki gets a PK, and then they just keep striking and striking and striking until they both fall. Umino and Narita come in. They're hitting the crap out of each other. Narita gets the Cobra Twist, and Umino gets sent to the floor, and then run into the barricade and the post. Suzuki threatens to hit Nagata with a chair, but then he just beats the shit out of him instead. They just keep fighting. It's great. All of Strong Style tagging in and out, beating up on Umino, using the team dynamic really well. Narita getting a neck breaker for 2. Umino fights back, taking down Narita, double drop kicks Suzu and Despy. Umino gets the top rope drop kick and the inverted DDT. But Narita turns the ignition into a Cobra Twist, but Umino gets almost to the ropes, but then Narita pulls him, hits a German for 2, then hits a Northern Lights for 2, but Umino comes back with the ignition, but can't get a Death Rider, but ends up hitting a Tornado DDT. Suzuki and Nagata are back in striking each other, and they're not legal men, though. Suzuki gets a rear naked choke, but Nagata reverses into an exploder. Then Despy and Watto are in, doing moves to each other, and then Despy ends up sending Watto to the floor. Umino and Narita come in. They're trading strikes. Then Umino gets a sunset, does this sunset flip over, roll through, picks them up, Death Rider, and Umino scores the victory. The series ends tied at 3 with the draw. Again, great series. So after the match, Umino and Narita shake hands. Watto and Desperado shake hands, and then Nagata and Suzuki slap each other, and then Suzuki gets in an extra slap. Or was it Nagata got an extra slap? Yeah, Nagata got an extra slap in. Then they shake hands and Suzuki slaps Nagata again. Great. But like I found Wado and Desperado almost non-existent in this match except for a couple small points. Which I'm not mad at because really, yes, they had a feud, but the real feud was Nagata and Suzuki and Umino and Narita, and that's what we got, and that's what I think most people wanted.
I agree. Because like Nagata and Suzuki fighting over the last like decade or so has just been what everybody wanted. Umino versus Narita is the fight that no one knew we wanted that we're getting, and we're loving it. Wado and Desperado were the filler. They were the filler guys to give the other four a break. But that's not to take away from them because both of them, I mean, you are such a big Wado fan, especially this year, doing everything that he's doing, which is incredible.
Oh yeah,
tough harder for yes.
I love me some Master Wado. I really was disappointed that he didn't take the title from Hiromu, but we've gotten some great stuff out of Hiromu this summer and into this fall, so not going to get too mad.
Yeah, well, I can't wait till we get to that IWGP Junior Championship match so I can say I told you so.
Who's going to win?
Anyway, Desperado is another person.
Well, we know who's going to win it, but yeah.
Do we do?
Yeah, well, he showed up later tonight.
So, Desperado is one of the people who I definitely feel, I've been saying this a little bit, you can disagree, and I know you do at times. He's an underutilized person in this company. His talent is just boundless. He can go back and forth from being the comedy guy in a Yano match, making Yano look even more hilarious, but he can also flip to the other side of the spectrum, and he's a deathmatch specialist. You know, we've seen him do these death matches with like people like Jun Kasei and like stuff like that. And he's still good. Like he, for me, makes those matches palatable because I do not like those styles of matches. But he adds just enough other wrestling stuff into those matches that makes it interesting. So I would like to see Desperado because I feel like he's coming kind of like in the Naito kind of thing. I feel like he just came up after Naito in the Young Lion kind of thing. And I feel like he's probably starting to make his way to the end of that, of his like high speed career, working his way towards a Yuji Nagata, Minoru Suzuki kind of thing in the next, I would say 5 to 10 years. So I would like to see him kind of flare up a little bit, maybe have another run with the junior title. Not right now, because there's a lot of other people who I think just deserve a shot before him. But I would like to see him step up into that kind of shake your head all you want. My opinion. He's an underutilized character, much like Kanemaru was. And I think that he deserves to have another shot before his career is over.
He's had enough shots. He held that title for a while. He's good. He doesn't need it again.
Rude.
I am. Thank you.
Rude. Moving on.
Moving. Oh, so I did want to put this in. And we'll go over the card quickly at the end. But Narita will be teaming up with Shota Umino at Royal Quest 3 on the 14th to take on Okan and Francesco Akira. I'm looking forward to seeing how they work as a team now. After this war that they've gone through with each other, how they're going to work as a team now, that'll be interesting.
I mean, they ended it pretty nicely, all things considered. So they would do better, I think, than Yuji and Minoru would. Because let's be honest, if it was Yuji and Minoru on that apron, they'd be tagging each other out by bitch slapping each other. So
I still think you're gonna see a couple of those kind of exits where one like chops the other out of the mat, like the tag out. I think you're gonna still get a couple of those in this match because while yes they shook hands at the end, I don't think the rivalry is not over. So I think you're gonna see.
Oh, not by a long shot, no.
But I think you're gonna see a bit of that in this match. So.
I disagree. I agree that their feud is kind of like this part of their feud is buried. I think it's only a matter of time before another one arises and they dispute again. Whether it be in this match, whether it be in a month, whether it be in a year. This isn't the last time we've seen them battle with each other.
Once Narita beats somebody for the never open weight title, then they'll reunite and they'll be fighting over that.
Yeah, it would be an interesting concept. Yeah.
Yeah. So we move on. It's another title match, like title match number 2 of 4 on this show, or 5. I don't know, a 5 on this show. New Japan Strong Openweight Tag Team titles, Bullet Club War Dogs, Alice Coughlin, and Gabe Kidd defending their titles against the Gorillas of Destiny, El Fantasma and Hikuleo with Jado. And again, Gato absent from ringside for the War Dogs.
It's okay.
It's just interesting. You know what I mean?
That's what Gato does, though. He places more emphasis on the leaders. We saw that with Jay White as well.
But even in the Finley match, he wasn't there at the beginning of that match. He showed up, but he wasn't there at the beginning. So both the Gorillas are wearing black and blue to complement each other. Hikuleo got the blue gear to go to match his partner. Coughlin comes out, but Kidd attacks ELP and Hikuleo from behind. Gabe launches ELP over the barricade into the crowd. They wrap Hikuleo's knee around the post, and then Coughlin starts working it over. The War Dogs tagging in and out, working over the knee of Hikuleo. Hikuleo gets a big back body drop. I can't remember which one, but one of the War Dogs, and he tags out. ELP hitting it's Coughlin. ELP hitting all the flying moves in the ring to Coughlin. Hits a planche at a Kid on the floor, or as I wrote, on the gloor. I guess I wrote galore instead of floor. I don't know. Then hits the Eddie Guerrero senton and the Lion Salt to Coughlin in the ring. But Coughlin comes back, gets ELP up with a suplex, and then just like just yeets him to the floor out of the suplex. Kid beats up on ELP on the floor. They go back, then he tosses him back in. They're tagging in and out, beating up on ELP in their corner. ELP does get a tag out. Hikuleo gets in the match, hits the snake eyes to Coughlin. And they're fighting, and then War Dogs fight off the double choke slam, and Hikuleo hits the double clothesline, and then hits them both in the corners. Coughlin gets a gut wrench slam to Hikuleo, and then applies a single leg crab to that damaged knee. Hikuleo gets to the ropes. Coughlin beating up on. I wrote Coughlin beating up on Coughlin. So Coughlin beating up on Hikuleo, but he gets the power slam, and God gets a double team boot UFO combo for 2. Kid gets a hanging choke in the corner up top to ELP, and they hit a doomsday device to ELP, and Kid gets a 2 count. Then they hit a double suplex, but again only 2. Hikuleo stops another double team. Kid takes out Coughlin accidentally, and then Kid beating up on Hikuleo, but then gets smacked hard. But like Hikuleo gets a hard smack in. ELP hits sudden death into the chokeslam by Hikuleo. Then ELP hits an assisted springboard Thunder Kiss 86. And ladies and gentlemen, the Gorillas of Destiny have conquered the War Dogs. We have new, strong, openweight tag team champions.
Yeah, I didn't expect this one. I mean, I'm happy about it, but I wasn't expecting it. Also wasn't expecting the victory picture that we got afterwards, which we'll talk about at the end of the
it's right there.
show.
Look at it. Look at beautiful picture right there.
No, not the picture I'm referring to. Jumpstart, by Bullet Club. Did not expect that.
How did you not expect that?
Did you not notice the face of sarcasm on my face?
No, you were looking down. Sorry.
Shocking. They really isolated God in this one, especially at the beginning, the middle part of this one. Seems to be kind of a template that we do see with NJPW, though, that the people who are not going to win tend to dominate in the beginning half of the match and then get worked over at the end there. I did feel that this was kind of a little bit of a surprise ending for me. Really working on the Hickey Man's knee there. Smart. Take away the big man's legs. How can he stand up and do power moves on you? So working very, very smartly together, Bullet Club. The gut wrench that Coughlin did on freaking Hikuleo, goddamn, like that's probably not a very easy man to lift up. And then on top of that, like I don't want to say he's gangly because he's certainly filled out a little bit since he's joined, but like Hikuleo's very tall, very long limbed. He struggled a little bit get those feet off the ground, but man, oh man, strength of Coughlin just insane. And also like he did his signature suplex where he's like sitting down on the ground and he put ELP in the suplex position, stood up with him. That's freaking incredible. That man is so strong. I'm not gonna lie, he sticks out like a sore freaking thumb in Bullet Club right now. Like, not because he's not a bad guy, he's doing the heel shit really, really well. It just, he feels out of place in Bullet Club. Anyway, Hikuleo and ELP worked very, very well together. I really, really enjoyed. Like, I was not sold on them as a tag team going into this match, but this match definitely changed my opinion on that for how well they did work together. I'm pleasantly surprised with this one.
Yeah. I really enjoy this, and I'm really happy. I'm happy with the result here. I really am. I loved seeing these two win the tag titles.
Again, I didn't expect these two to pick up the win, but again, I'm pleasantly surprised that they did.
Me too. Very much so. We move on. Never open weight 6-man tag team titles. It's Chaos's Kazuchika Okada and Tomohiro Ishii teaming up with Hiroshi Tanahashi, defending their titles against the Motor City Machine Guns, Alex Shelley and Chris Sabin, and their partner, Josh Alexander. Chris Sabin is the current X Division champion. Alex Shelley is the Impact World Champion, and Josh Alexander is the man who will challenge Alex Shelley this coming weekend. I think it's Saturday or Sunday, the 16th, for the Impact World title.
Oh, didn't know that.
Oh, no, 15th. 14th or 15th. Sorry, it's not the 16th. 16th of the Monday. I'm crazy. It's just coming. Yeah. Ospreay's fighting Bailey on that card, and I'm excited for that.
Oh.
Shelley. Yeah, Shelley and Tanahashi wrestling back and forth to start. Good flow there. Then Alexander comes in. Him and Ishii are facing off. They're really smacking the crap out of each other. Trading ankle locks. Alexander finally drops Ishii with the shoulder block. Sabin and Okada in. Sabin getting the best of Okada on their first exchange there. Hits the high cross. The Machine Guns double team Okada. Then Tana. Then hit double team Tana, then double team Ishii. The gun hit sandwich super kicks to Okada on the apron. Then Alexander hits a baseball side drop kick to Okada on the floor. Team Impact working really well together, tagging in and out, beating up on Okada. Okada eventually reverses Alexander in the corner, scores an air raid crash neck breaker. Machine Guns try to double team Ishii when he gets in, but he fights them off. Alexander gets the strikes to Ishii, hits two Germans, but then Tana tries to grab the hands of Ishii to stop the third German, but the Machine Guns break it up, or Shelley breaks it up, and Alexander ends up hitting a Suzuki specialty rolling Chaos Theory. And it was properly identified on this show, but he could only get a 2 count out of it. Ishii trying to fight off Alexander, but Alexander hits the powerbomb onto the knee for the backbreaker, the powerbomb backbreaker there, but only gets a 2. Alexander goes for his C4 spike, but Ishii fights it off, hits a sick ass headbutt.
Is that when he lost his earmuff thingies?
I think so, yeah.
He headbutted the earmuffs off of Josh Alexander.
Yeah, he headbutted the headgear right off. Yeah. Again, it's amateur wrestling style headgear, right? So, and that's his gimmick. Is he was an amateur wrestler, so that's what he goes for. But yeah, it was. I really liked it. It was really good. Sabin comes in with the top rope dropkick, but Ishii comes back with the brainbuster to Sabin, tags in Tanahashi. Tanahashi hits a slam and hits a slam and somersault senton off the second rope to Sabin. Sabin gets a jawbreaker, but Tana dodges Sabin's attack, and he ends up hitting Shelley. The champs ended up triple teaming Alex Shelley, and they hit an elevated DDT for 2. Everyone hitting moves to everyone. Alexander accidentally hits Shelley. Ishii gets a lariat to Alexander. Okada with a drop kick to Sabin. Tana ends up getting a twist and shout off a reversal and hits the sling blade, then the high fly flow, and Team Chaos main unit gets the win and retain the tag team titles. And then
These guys need to lose these titles.
Yeah. So after the match, there was a great little spot where like Tana's leaning through the ropes at Shelly, and like Shelly's going got in one, and then Tana's going one, so they each have like a win over each other now. Because Shelly had beat him just recently at the Impact United 2, so they're like each saying, "I've got to win over you. I've got to win over you." So we have to get a third match sometime in the next while. I'm really hoping so. But again, I really enjoyed this match. But like as much as I want to see them lose these trios belts, I knew it wasn't going to be here.
Yeah, but why get our hopes up then? You know, these belts has been struggling for prestige for the last like 3 years. You know, and trying, like, I really thought that we had found something special in strong style having them. And we had, like, there was that moment there where they had that prestige again, that they were meaningful again, that they felt like they had value. Since going on to, you know, Okada is supposed to be one of the best wrestlers in the world right now. And since he's gotten this title, it's just been like, wow, wow. It's been underwhelming. It's been like a Sonata title reign. It's been underwhelming. It's been unexciting. I just don't like seeing this combination. And they are a mismatched team. Like they do have moments of, hey, they're working well together. But 9 times out of 10, it's what's going on? Glorious, glorious chaos. They're just kind of making it work. And we don't want to see that. We want to see that fluidity and functionality and unitedness in a team. And you see that with Team Impact in this one. You know, Sabin and Shelly have been teaming for a hot minute in their careers, you know, as the Motor City Machine Guns. But then you got, you know, Josh Alexander in there also. And as Kevin was saying on commentary, you know, the Impact locker room is very much a, you know, all for one and one for all kind of thing. They can set their personal differences. AEW, take some notes. They can set their personal differences aside to be able to unify and work really, really well together in a situation like this. Despite the little hiccups where, you know, they were accidentally taking out each other's teammates, it was actually like I felt that Team Impact in this situation was just better than the never open weight 6-man champions here, which is really disappointing to say considering, you know, who won. I would actually like, despite Alexander, you know, feuding eventually with Shelly, I would like to see this trio again in NJPW, just because I feel that they could actually help add some more of that worthiness and prestige to the division, even if they aren't the champions. I feel that they would help elevate the division entirely.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't have anything else to add to this one.
Yeah, I really enjoyed this match. I always love seeing the Machine Guns work together and working with Josh Alexander, who I've gotten to see work live in person.
Yes, we did. We did.
I got to see him a couple times. I got to see him RCW years ago. I got to see him a couple years ago at Top Talent Pro Wrestling. And this guy is an incredible.
Yeah, last year, Top Talent,
Yeah, was it last year or the year before?
It was December.
Oh wow, that was
it's almost a year. I think 10 months. 10 months ago.
But this guy's an incredible talent. Like there's not many better technically than what this guy does. So again, it's a great trio. But again, I need to see those trios titles become more relevant and get them to a team that can make them relevant again.
Strong style. They already did. They just messed it up.
Yeah, so we move on. Never open weight championship match. Tama Tonga taking on the champion David Finlay. Finlay attacks with the belt during his entrance. Neither man has their manager with them at the beginning of this match. Little note. Finlay spears Tama, gets the 2 count to start the match, start laying in strikes. Finley gets him to the floor, runs him into the barricade a few times, smacks the crap out of Tama with a chair. Sets up a table. Tama fights off the power bomb, but Finley runs him into the barricade and then exposes the floor. But Tama ends up stopping the power bomb, reverses a slam into a Tonga. They call it Tongan twist on the floor. Just looked like an inverted DDT to me on the floor, but it
Is that what he calls his DDT though?
well, he did usually when he has him in a DDT position and spins him into an inverted DDT, but he didn't. He just grabbed him inverted DDT and fell. So it just looked like a basic inverted DDT. Tama unloads they get back in the ring. Tama unloads in the ring, going just feral here on Finley. It hits the exploder, corner splash, another exploder. Finley ends up biting the forehead, or as I wrote, knights the forehead. I don't know why. Man, my writing, my typing is terrible. Tama sends Finley to the floor, hits a plancha, then whips him into the barricade over and over and over again. Finley gets Tama up, tosses him in head first into the post. We got a replay of him getting tossed in the post, and it looked brutal, even worse than the replay because it was so down. Finley beating up on Tama, but he won't quit. Gato shows up. This is where Gato shows. At least they show Gato. Tama fights back, gets the lariat, it hits an SRC, goes up top for the Supreme Flow, but Finley knocks him off the top to the floor. Finley tries the apron bomb or a power bomb off the apron through a table, but gets back body dropped onto the apron. Ends up pushing Tama into the post. Finley finally does get the power bomb through the table on the floor. Finley gets a power bomb in the ring. He pulls the knee pad down, but Tama reverses the trash pan into oblivion, into a gun stun. They trade shots on their knees. They fight up. Tama drops Finley. Then Finley trying everything. Then Tama hits a gun stun, but gets a roll up, but he only gets 2. He then he's trying the gun stun, but he gets a roll up for 2. Then he finally does hit the gun stun, but Finley kicks out. Finley fights off the J Driller, but Tama rolls him through, gets the Styles Clash, picks him up. J Driller, and the clean sweep has been completed. GOD have swept all 3 matches over the War Dogs. Tama Tonga is your new never open weight champion, baby.
I love the picture you chose. It looks like he's wearing no pants.
I figured Melbo would like to look at his abs, so
I would like to wash my clothes on those abs. Yeah. Yeah, and then the picture that came out of the 3 of them afterwards, Tama Tonga, Hikuleo, and ELP, all Shawn Michaelsing in the shower afterwards with their titles. Did I send you that?
No, and please don't.
No, it is going to be the next thing I send you.
Please don't. Please don't. Please don't.
Good times, good times. The violence in this match was borderline uncomfortable for me, and I loved it because the feud that these two had, they made it seem like a blood feud. They made it feel like they needed to unalive each other in this match, and the intensity and just the sense of urgency that both of these men were fighting with was just top notch. The speed, again, Finley, I feel like I've been sleeping on him for the last couple of years. I didn't know he was this freaking fast and this freaking good. But like heel Finley is where it needs to be. That man is been playing face for too long and doing the silly stuff with Juice. And I'm sure it was back in the day, but like, look at them now. Both of them a part of Bullet Club, both of them wrecking shit in their own way. And Juice been making some questionable decisions, but
bang, bang, gang, bang, bang, gang.
I've been hearing there was a choice made that was not a good choice with Quarters. There was something said on AEW that Juice did that was not taken very well recently.
All I know is Juice puts a roll of quarters in his hands and he punches people.
Yeah, hand of God, right? Left hand of God.
Yeah.
But like, I heard that he wrote Friedman's name on a roll of quarters, and it was taken very poorly. I don't know. It might speak to my poor education.
It's a wrestling. And you go, who gives a shit? Like it's a gimmick thing. He said he's using that roll of quarters to punch MJF with. How was that to be taken lately? He's a bad guy doing a bad thing.
Exactly. And Finley, same thing now. We went
Oh,
from
okay. I see how people. I realize it because MJF is Jewish and he's writing name
oh, he
on
is?
money. So yeah, that might be why
Oh.
people. But I don't think that was the intention of it. He's writing it on saying, This is the roll of quarters I'm going to use to punch you in the face."
Oh,
I
okay.
think
Yeah,
that's.
that is probably that
I
makes so
think
much
that,
sense now.
but I think that's the connotation. Not
I
actually
didn't
like
know he
he's
was
not writing
Jewish.
the yeah he's not writing the money on he's not writing his name on the money as a shot at him. He uses those roll quarters to hit everybody with.
Yeah.
He's earmarking that roll to hit MJF with. It's not.
Yeah, that makes sense to me.
I don't
Yeah,
take
people
it as a
chill
Jewish.
out
Yeah, I
if
take it
you're
as a.
freaking out about that. But yeah, both of these guys, Juice and Finley, went from being the like I don't want to say laughing stock, but like they were certainly like the Yano comedians of the tag team division in
Mhm.
NJPW at that time. Now they're the freaking badasses not running Bullet Club with in Juice's situation, but he's second in command to the North American faction
Mhm.
of Bullet Club, and David Finlay now leading the faction in NJPW. I mean, good job, boys. Holy freaking crap. But yeah, the intensity that Finlay brought in this match and just the speed, the intelligence in that ring, his ability to reverse and like clearly had researched Tamatanga and knowing from their past interactions with each other. Yeah, this match was so good, so intense. As I mentioned, it was borderline uncomfortable for me, the amount of violence that they were giving to each other in this one, but it added to the story, and that I appreciated.
Yeah, I loved the intensity between these two. It was
Mhm,
insanity.
mhm.
Yeah. So we move on. Triple threat match, three-way
Mhm.
dance, whatever you want to call it. Hiromu Takahashi defending his IWGP Junior Heavyweight title against Mike Bailey, and subbing in for the sick Leo Rush is Yo. Yeah, because I guess he got a win over Hiromu on the 7th, and then got added in on the 8th during the press conference. So
Yeah.
yeah, because Leo Rush is out sick.
Mhm.
Hiromo looking very awkward taking off that coat when he's on the turnbuckle. Yeah, and then Kevin Kelly and Chris Charlton state the last time we had a three-way match in this company was Kenny Omega versus Kota Bushi versus Cody Rhodes, but that's not true. It was the women's three-way from April when we last had a three-way match in this company.
Hazuki Azumi and Mercedes Monet.
Yeah, Sakura Genesis boys, come on. They do correct themselves later in the match, but come on,
Mhm.
dude. You're the professor, Chris. You're supposed to know this stuff. Um,
Yeah, keep in mind though, NJPW predominantly a male company, so like, you know,
he's
forgetting when the women were there is not gonna surprise me.
but he's called Stardom. He should know this shit.
I mean, how many times have I called things and I can't remember what the dingle dangle is actually called?
The inverted hanging Billy Goat's curse.
Dingle dangle.
Bailey takes out Hiromu. Him and Yo go at it till Hiromu comes back. They're in there, each landing hits on each other. Hiromu goes to the apron, tells them to fight, but then they decide to boot him off the apron, and Bailey and Yo hit the plancha. Or boot off. He gets booted off by Bailey. Yo hits the plancha. Bailey hits a springboard moonsault onto Hiromu on the floor. Then Yo ends up planchaing onto Hiromu again. Yo gets a Falcon Arrow for 2. Bailey hits the double knees out of the corner at Hiromu for 2. Uh, Bailey and Yo striking at each other. Bailey lands kicks, hit the axe kick, running student star press for 2. Yo sidestepping and dodging Bailey, gets some speed, but Bailey gets his speed kicks, but Yo catches one, hits a beautiful dragon screw out of it. Hiromu uses Yo to Rana Bailey, then attacking both. Bailey gets a drop kicked into Yo in the corner.
Hiromu does get the sunset bomb over the top to Yo, power bombing him onto the floor. Hits the dynamite plunger to Bailey in the ring, but Bailey kicks out at 2. They trade pins. Bailey gets the head kick and the backflip double knees. Bailey hits the tornado kick into the corner, but he gets caught. Hiromu ends up backdropping Yo into Bailey in the corner. They each are throwing shots at each other. Bailey gets a tornado kick to Yo in the one corner, then gets the tornado kick to Hiromu in the other. Goes up for ultimate weapon, but Yo hits the ropes and crotches Bailey. Yo powerbombs Hiromu while he suplexes Bailey in the Tower of Doom. Yo headbutts and hard lariat, sending Hiromu to the apron. Bailey and Yo fight, but Bailey misses the ultimate weapon. Yo gets the bridging dragon suplex, but Hiromu breaks up the pin. Hiromu hits an axe bomber. Yo gets the poison Rana and a stunner. Suplex into the knee by Yo. And he goes to the top, hits the final hour, but Bailey breaks up the pin. Bailey misses the kick, gets a moonsault slam to Yo. They get Yo up. He gets Yo up for the flipping driver, but Yo slips out, gets a ripcord knee strike. He eventually follows up with a direct drive, but Hiromu breaks up the pin. Yo hits a super kick to Hiromu. They reverse. He gets a time bomb for 2. Axe bomber. Hiromu hits time bomb 2. Pins Yo to retain the title. After the match, the lights go out. Come back on. It's Taiji Ishimori. Hits the jumping knee to the face, then picks up the belt, tosses on Hiromu, decides not to hit the bloody cross. He said he's back for the belt, and the time bomb's time is over.
Whew.
What did I tell you?
I
told you, Ishimori. I told you.
I usually just hear like ma, ma, ma.
Yeah, I know. Whenever a Melba opens her mouth, all you hear is Charlie Brown grown-up noises. Wah, 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 wah. I told you. Ishimori Taiji coming back for that title. You saw it first here on
I just wanted him to come back for the title against, and Watto be the person he was coming back for it against. That's what I want.
There's no story there.
Yeah, he wants.
There's no story there. They would have to create a story, and Watto struggles with that. Watto needs something to lead him into something. Ishimori doesn't require that. Hiromu doesn't require that. But Watto is new enough and still working on that story thing because his in-ring is just top notch. And his ability to sell, top notch. His ability to act, top notch. He just doesn't know how to work a story quite yet. And I feel that for a title, it's not going to be the place for him to do that. Now, Ishimori, that guy knows what he's freaking doing. And there's a story there with Hiromu and him, and not just from this. There's a history, a long history of Hiromu and Ishimori meeting up. You remember there was another triple threat match that they were in for the junior title in, I believe it was in one of the LA shows. It was Hiromu, Ishimori, and I want to say Dragon Lee all fighting for the title. And Ishimori, unfortunately...
I thought that was a 4-way with Rey Mysterio.
There was no Rey. I've never seen Rey Mysterio in an NJPW ring.
I have. He wrestled in a 4-way match.
Okay, but I have never seen that match. This was a triple threat. It was a battle of something. It was before Hiromu broke his neck against Dragon Lee. Anyway, yeah. Getting into this match though, having just seen Mike Bailey take on MRB here was really super freaking cool to see him again taking on Hiromu. Hiromu and Bailey, definitely the stars of this match. I kind of felt that Yo was just kind of there to take moves and to remind people who he was replacing in this match. As we'd mentioned before coming on air here, he was doing a lot of Lio Rush's moves as opposed to his own moves. I definitely felt that Lio was kind of like a shadow guy in this match in comparison to Hiromu and Bailey. But I really felt that Bailey was the one on display and being showcased in this match, just because I felt that he not only got the most moves off, but he got the best quality moves off. Hiromu is a little spastic. He's a little all over the place. Yeah. This was a fun match, though. Very, very high speed match, very intense match. I just kind of held on and enjoyed everything. Yeah, that's all I got.
Yeah, again, there's some like really good match. Like these guys all flowed really well together. Like Yo, while he wasn't like the dynamic presence we wanted that Leo Rush would have been, he did well in this match. Yeah.
Let's take it into the main because this girl got to go.
No. Okay, I'm gonna take my time with this one.
Hurry it up. I want to talk about this monstrosity.
Muto is
Bruh.
Sonata versus Evil, IWGP World Heavyweight Championship lumberjack match with both their teams on the outside. Muto's out to join Japanese commentary for the main event. I wrote, I am not looking forward to this shit. Sonata looking like an old school cartel boss sitting there in the video with the glasses and the hat on. I thought it was funny.
He, at the beginning of the video, he looked pretty hot, but when they showed the conference again, I was just like, it looks like he got stuck in the rain. That oversized hat with the wonky brim.
Yeah. New entrance gear for Evil, looking like a caveman, and not in a good way. I kind of wish he would have just kept his armor gear because again, that at least gave him some kind of character. Back and forth wrestling to start. Evil goes to the floor. Just 5 guys toss him back in. Then he goes to the other side to his boys. But then just 5 guys comes around, so Evil has to run in to escape. And he gets tied up in the ropes by Sonata in the Paradise Lock on the ropes. And then Sonata drop kicks him back out. Sonata's working over Evil. They're pulling each other's hair. Evil low bridges Sonata over the top. House Torture attack him on the outside. Evil runs Sonata into the barricade, taking out Abe-san. Evil tries to get Sonata to quit over the mic, even though it's not a night quit match. But I guess verbal submissions do count. Evil whips Sonata into the exposed buckle back in the ring. Evil and House Torture toss Sonata back and forth in and out of the ring. Really weird spot. Just tossing him in and out. It was really stupid. Sonata unloads chops on Evil. Sonata runs Evil into the exposed corner and hits a backdrop, and both are down. Togo Kanemaru try to come in, and Sonata kicks the ropes to crotch them both into their nether regions, and then Paradise locks them both and drop kicks them both out. Sonata takes out Yujiro and Sho. Evil tries to run away with the title. Like he literally gets way up into the building trying to run away. This guy,
he Monty Pythoned him, is what I wrote down. He Monty Pythoned, run away, run away.
And then just 5 guys bring him back, where Sonata hits a Russian leg sweep. Evil attacks the eyes, does the kick thing where he tosses the foot to Sonata, but he stopped. But Sonata stops it. But the ref gets hit, and this is where the match just falls apart, in my opinion. House Torture into the ring. They're beating up on Sonata, getting him in the corner. Togo hits the upside down dick punch. Evil leading the ref. Sho hits a shock arrow. Sato comes in. He's checking on the other ref, which I did appreciate, instead of just going right into the pin. Evil gets a fisherman suplex, but only gets 2.
Why didn't they remove the ref, though?
I don't know.
He's just laying there, and Sho was trying to kick him off to the side, and he's just laying there like dead weight. It's like, bro, roll. Get out of the way. Where are the young lions? Roll him out of danger. Something. At that point, they were tripping over him.
Yeah, so Sonata hits a springboard drop kick. Both men are down. Evil fights off Sonata, but Sonata gets the TKO, but only gets 2. Skull land by Sonata, but Evil gets out, blocks a Shining Wizard, gets the Darkness Scorpion, but Sonata gets to the ropes eventually. Man, my phone keeps vibrating. It's annoying me. Darkness falls by Evil, but he can only get 2. Sonata stops everything as Evil. Evil hits a lariat, then another, and Sonata collapses. Sonata hits a magic screw. Sonata misses the moonsault, does get the skull in, but Togo rings the bell, and so Sonata ends up breaking it. But the ref says it's not the match is an ovo. Togo and Doki. It's just a giant mess. Taichi's in, stopping the wrench wielding Sho. Hits a Black Mephisto. Kanemaru spreads whiskey in the face of Taichi. Taka takes out Kanemaru. Yujiro hits Taka with the cane. Then Yu Uemura hits Yujiro with that Narita special.
Evil gets Yuya Uemura with Everything is Evil, but it ends up getting blocked. Yuya Uemura hits the Enziguri. Sonata gets a Shining Wizard. This is where it should have been over. He goes up to the top, hits the moonsault, does it again, but the ref gets pulled out at 2. And I'm like, God damn it. I'm getting so
I think that was Marty Asadi at that point.
Oh,
the third ref in the match.
Oh, I'm so mad at this point.
Fourth, sorry. Sakamoto, Red's Shoes, Kenta Sato, and now Marty Asadi.
Yeah, all the refs have been in this match. So Yuri Uemura gets low blowed, Sonata gets low blowed, Doki gets knocked off the apron, Evil hits Sonata in the head with a chair. The crowd is just audibly groaning at this point. The crowd is just like they're like
them and me both.
They're half booing, but half just like
is what they're asking why though.
Yeah. Evil and Togo hit the magic killer. Togo brings Red Shoes back in, but he ends up flipping off Evil, flipping off Togo, just saying, screw you both. Sonata gets an O'Connor roll, but Red Shoes won't do a fast count.
I said the same thing. I'm like, why did you not make the choice to do a fast count in this?
Yeah, just so dumb. Neck breaker, face, but like he goes for a neck breaker, but then spins it into a face buster for 2. Goes for Everything is Evil, but everything Sonata is hit. Then Sonata eventually gets up, hits the Shining Wizard twice, hits Deadfall, and retains his title. Fuck this match. Muto presents the title to Sonata after the match, and then Taichi locks it around his waist. Naito comes out, says they will get Naito versus Sonata at Wrestle Kingdom, and he let Sonata do the sign-off. Sonata says he's looking forward to facing Naito. He does highlight Yuya Uemura, gets the chant for Yuya Uemura. Then Sonata does the thank yous and sign off. But fuck this match. Fuck this match. Fuck this match.
This was the last thing I saw before I went to bed, and I went to bed angry. The shenanigans were too much. Like, Gato, what the fizzidiuck, man? Fix it. You have to recognize at some point in time that this has been going on a hot minute. It's been going on, 2-3 years now almost. Frick, these guys are not interested. They are not a Oedo Tai. They need a Oedo Tai because, my God, like Natsuka Tora, baby girl, please help us. These guys need help. The shenanigans took me right out. And it was like literally from the hop. I was trying to finish this match because I know I have to review it. But I'm sitting there like, I have zero interest. And it's so unfortunate because now you have 5 members in House of Torture who independently on their own are actually really competent and efficient and intelligent and just good wrestlers. But then you put them together and call them House of Torture. And it's like, you removed all of their brain cells. They only have the singular one, and it's just sitting there going, bow, 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 bow. And that's what we get. You're muted, so I don't know what point you're making.
I was saying, whoa, but I guess I was muted. Togo has never been good.
He is an efficient in-ring wrestler. Everything else about him is garbage. But when we talk about his ability to do moves or take moves, he's good. He can take moves really good. Magic Killer is a problem for him still. And it's probably an age thing. Just get Yujiro to do it instead. Stop asking the little dick to come in and be, helpful. No, at no point in time has a little dick ever been helpful. So, yeah, this match was not fun for me. I could not get into it. I couldn't stay into it. The only point in time that I got into it was when Red Shoes flipped off everyone. And I was like, yes, we're going to get another Captain America moment. That was when I was like reinvested. But you know how close to the end of the match that was. It shouldn't be. How long was this match? Like 30 minutes almost?
28 minutes and 1 second.
It felt like a freaking eternity. You should not have your main event be feeling like it's dragging on or like just slowly snowballing down a rocky mountain. It
Mhm.
just, it was so bad. And it does not help that Sonata is just really not having a good title run. It's adding more stain to something that's already a stain. You know, I am happy to see he's starting to have a little bit more charisma, a little bit more emotion. But like, hopefully, with the addition of Yu Uemura, who's like, he's so cute and he has that charisma. And you've been seeing that on Impact. He has that ability. Let's hope that that shit's contagious
Yep.
and
I hope
that
so.
Sonata feeds off of that like a little vampire. Because Lord help us, we need it.
Yeah, I really hope so. Because again, this has been very up and down in my opinion. I don't know. I'm just getting a little sick of this fucking team. Um, fuck, man.
There's so much potential that could be done better, and it's just not being done better or in a way that's entertaining, which is defeating the purpose of what this is.
Yeah, 100%. Excuse me. Sorry. It's early in the morning as we record this.
Yes.
And I've been up.
Let's wrap it up.
Yeah, I gotta. But again, this match just like for when we were talking before this, I'm like, oh, it wasn't that bad. But as I'm recapping, I'm like, oh wait, I hated this. I hated this. I hated this.
It was atrocious.
Like
It was
maybe
not
the
main
first
event worthy.
maybe the first 5 minutes were all right, but then it
Oh,
just
no.
the first 5 minutes
Last
were
5.
the first 5 minutes were fine because they were just standard wrestling in the first few minutes, but then everything started happening and it all just piled on and just went to shit. Ah,
Yeah, it's not fun. And like the crowd, like you can tell by the energy of the crowd, they're not enjoying it either. At some point, something's got to give. Gato, fix it, please.
yeah. So we're gonna get out of here. You can find me on the X Mastodon, Blue Sky Hive at that Canada guy, TikTok, Instagram, Threads at that Canada dude, Facebook. You can find me over here at the Andre Melba Wrestling Talk Facebook page. You can find me this coming Saturday morning as we record. It'll be like 9 a.m. Mountain Standard Time, 11 a.m. Eastern, as we do the Marvel Talk to talk episode 2 of Loki because my schedule got changed. And we were supposed to do it at like 8 p.m. that night, but now we're doing it at 9 a.m. because my schedule got changed. You can then also go over and check out or you can check that out at twitch.tv/OurLocalEstablishment and youtube.com/@OurLocalEstablishment. Please go check out our boy Mike the Ref over at Backbreaker Video. All the great content he puts out over there, simulcasting all of our stuff. You can find his live content at twitch.tv/Mike the Ref, where he plays games, does AEW watch alongs, lots of great stuff there. If you want the replays as well as gaming stuff, you can go to youtube.com/@backbreaker_gaming, where you can find him, Mr. PJC, Mr. Rick Jules, and the freaking guest, Miss Kayla J.
Kayla J. Love Kayla J.
Melba, where can they find you, madame?
If you're wanting to find a Melba, you can find her on the X thing at Collins Melba. You can find her on everything else: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Mastodon, and Blue Sky at Melba Collins. You can also find her on Our Local Establishments programming, Paramindful with Alex the Werewolf, every couple of weeks. We're going to be releasing a show at 5 p.m. Mountain Time on Monday about the Bermuda Triangle. So you want to check that out. You can also find me on Astro Pizarro's YouTube channel, where we do our show Ladies Wrestling Showcase. We're going to be recording that in the next couple of days to be released on Friday. We haven't decided what time that's coming out. I believe it's going to be 5 p.m. Eastern time on that one. But yeah, we're going to be talking about some of the amazing stuff coming out of Stardom, some of the amazing stuff coming out of North America right now, all things women's professional wrestling. So you want to check that out. If you're wanting to watch New Japan Pro Wrestling, I almost said Stardom. The link is in the description box. It is njpwworld.com. It is 999 yen, or approximately 10 Canadian. 10 Canadian. Shout out Tom Spears. Or approximately $730, $750, as Andre is losing his shit. Depending on where your dollar bill is. It's still an incredible price to watch some amazing wrestling. And if you go back into their vaults, you can see some of the faces of today. I'm not going to say the Stardom ones because that's what I'm used to doing. You can see some of the familiar faces of today, like Cody Rhodes, Kenny Omega. You can even find some people like Chris Jericho. My dog is barking downstairs. That is phenomenal. But it's still an amazing price. Go check out njpwworld.com. Are you okay there?
No.
We are not okay over here. That being said, my friend, do you have anything else to say to the beautiful people?
I just want to say thank you all. I appreciate all your love. Please like the video, subscribe to the channel, share it out to all your friends and family. Comment down below because we love talking to you. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you can be alerted every time we drop a new show.
Ding dong.
Hello? Who's there?
Hello, that you. And that being said, I am your mama. Over there is Andre. We will see you next time. Adios.